Hey everybody, welcome back. So we have a delicate situation here. This is my buddy's DRZ400. We went on an adventure bike ride not too long ago and we went to water crossing and he flooded the bike. So after quite some struggling, we got the bike back running, we finished the weekend, we had a good time. When we came back, he said, he wants to service the bike, so we changed the oil and put a new clutch in, and he wanted to change the spark plug. So here we ran into some issues. The old spark plug, which I have sitting right here, when I unbolted it from the head, it was very strange. It was very difficult to get out all the way. Usually a spark plug, it's seated tight and you just move it a little bit, and after that it comes out by hand pretty easy. This one, for whatever reason, did not do that. It was pretty difficult to get it out all the way. So after I got it all the way out, I cleaned everything up, I made sure everything was good, I put a new spark plug in, the bike would not start. While I did the spark plug, afterwards I did the carburetor. So here's one of my advices to you guys. Here's a mistake that I made. I didn't check after I did the spark plug. I changed the spark plug, I thought it was okay, and then I did the carburetor. So after I did the carburetor, the bike would not start. Went back to the carburetor's fine, it won't start, until I found out what the issue was. After taking the old spark plug out, and it was very difficult to get it out entirely, the new spark plug, I threaded it in by hand, as you should, but it only took maybe 4 or 5 turns. After that, it was pretty difficult, I had to use the tool. So when you put the new spark plug in, it has a crush washer basically at the bottom. I don't know if you can see that. That little washer here is like a seal, so you thread it in all the way, and when it's at the bottom, it crushes this and makes a seal. I thought that I was all the way in there. So after more diagnosing and messing with the bike and pulling my hair, what's going on, I figured out with a mirror and a flashlight that my spark plug was not seated correctly. It was not that easy to find out, because if you can look in here, in this hole down here, this is where the spark plug goes in, and it's very difficult to see. It took me a mirror and a flashlight, and I could see that gap in there. So that's how I determined where the problem was. But here's the next problem. Now this new spark plug does not seat in all the way. Why is that happening? Different causes, or different possibilities, better said. The bike was flooded, so water went through the motor, and when you have a hot motor and it suddenly cools down, the metal expands and twists in every little possible way, just like a hard-boiled egg. You boil an egg, you put it in cold water, and then you have the outer shell sometimes cracking, or you have this deterioration in the metal itself. I believe, I hope, I guess that's what happened here. But now the problem is that I cannot get a new spark plug in. What we need to do now is we need to recut the threads in the spark plug hole to get a new spark plug in. So here is what I did. I looked at my spark plug, so it's an NGK CR8E, and I went on their website right here on my PC, I don't know if you can see that, and I went to specifications, and it tells me that the thread diameter is a 10 millimeter by thread pitch of 1.0 millimeter. So what I did now is I went online and ordered a tab for it, which I have sitting right here. Let's see if you can see that. I don't know how visible this is on the video or not, but this is the 10 millimeter by 1.8, and I got this little tool here where this is gonna get in here, and then we have a ratchet to hopefully retread that cat. So I'm gonna get that all set up, and I'm gonna explain you exactly what I'm gonna do here. Okay, so here's the setup. I have my tap in here. I have the tap, I don't even know what that's called, a tool. So the tap gets cinched in here, so it holds it, and it has a socket adapter for the back. So we're gonna go in here now into the head. We're gonna use a lot of grease. The grease is supposed to catch all that little shavings when you start cutting. Instead of having the shavings going into the motor, we try to catch it with the grease. So we're gonna go in for a little bit, and then we're gonna go out, clean it, put new grease in, get out, and basically this is how we're gonna try to fix this, hopefully. Okay, so I got the bike on my lift. I got it in a comfortable position to work on. So this is what we're going to be working on right now. I already made sure that the tool fits in here. That's going to work nicely. So now I'm going to take it out and put some grease on it. So there we go. If you can see, it's all greased up. So the idea with the grease is to save all the metal shavings. They should stick to the grease as we go in and out. Some of these little shavings will still fall in the motor, but this is an aluminum head, so it's not going to be the end of the world. Is it perfect? No. Is it going to be a disaster? No, it's not. So let's see, let's give this a shot here. Now we go in here. We got this sitting. You gotta make sure that you find where the hole is. All right, I can feel it there. And now we're gonna go in here with a ratchet, and slowly we're going to try to work this tool in here. This is one of the more difficult ones to do because you literally cannot see what you are doing. Some bikes have way better access to the spark plug and to the spark plug hole, so that would make it way easier for you to see what you're doing and what not. Let's see. Okay, now it's getting in. I can see, you can see the tool here. It's going in. That means we're going to do a little bit more, and then we're going to go out and clean the tool. So that's going to be enough for me right now. So now we're going to go backwards on this. Let's see if it's hand tight, hand loose, better set. Alright, pretty close. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah. So hopefully you can see that on the camera. So we basically went halfway in. You can see where the grease is missing, and right here on the tip are the metal shavings. So now I'm going to clean this up, and we're going to do the same thing again. Alright, as you can see, I cleaned it up and I re-greased it. With jobs like these, just take your time. You cannot rush this. Take your time, be patient. If you're not having a good day, then it might be better not to do this day. Do it the next day. These things, you've got to be careful, have patience, and then it's all going to work out. If you're not, then you might do more damage than good. I mean, if we screw this up here, the next step would be a helicoil, which I'm not a huge fan of, at least not for spark plugs. Or taking the head down and have a machine shop fix it, but then that's way more work and way more labor and way more headache. And then you need parts like head gaskets and stuff. But I think that we already got it. This went in very, very easy. Very easy, I like that. So there we go. Yeah, I mean, that looks pretty good. I see almost no shavings. I think that most of the thread was okay. Probably just the beginning in the head where this guy starts working was probably a little bit. Alright, this is number 3. We're gonna do one more pass, and after that we clean it up and hopefully the plug goes in. This should be fairly easy now. Yeah, I mean, look at that. I can do this by hand now. This is really nice. And even though I have to use the ratchet, it goes in very, very easy. I have like no pressure whatsoever. That means we should be pretty good. Next thing, when you do this, it's a good idea to make sure that your piston is not a top dead center, that it's on the downstroke. So if you go in too far with your tap, so you don't touch or damage the piston. I mean, you would feel a lot of force, a lot of resistance if that was the case, but it's always better to be safe and prep it. Oh yeah, look at that. So hopefully you can see that we went in all the way now, and this went very easy. I see no more shavings. And if I compare this now to my spark plug, we are in the same distance. That means this should be good now. That means I'm going to clean up in there now, and then we're going to try to put a new spark plug in, and that should be it. So a next good tip is when you put in a new spark plug, always give it a dab of anti-seize. It helps to prevent future problems like getting spark plugs stuck or corroded in there. It's always an issue when you have one metal touching the next metal. So this is steel, or at least I think it's steel, and this is aluminum. And with the heat difference, with the motor running, being shut off, on and off, it can get pretty tight in there. That's why sometimes some spark plugs are really tough to get out. So let's see where we at here. This should go in now very easy. Feels pretty good so far. I'm sorry for the background noise. Seems like an airplane is flying over here. Yeah, it's going good so far. I don't need much resistance. Okay, now I feel resistance. So now we should be seating at the bottom. So let's take a look at this. I got my mirror, I got my little flashlight, and you probably cannot see this on camera, but this looks pretty good. Yeah, that should be it. Well guys, there you have it. It's a pain in the butt, but it's doable. If I can do it, you guys can do it. Just take your time, analyze the problem, and then go with the correct tool. Go online, all the information is there. Like I did, I didn't know what type of tap I needed. I had to look it up. It's no big deal, all that info is out there. And then you get the right tool and just get it done. Take your time, take your patience. If you're in a rush, you're probably going to make it worse than it already is. So go in with a clean head, turn your cell phone off, turn the music off, just relax, get your tools together, and step by step, slowly, you can fix something like this. This would be a major repair at the shop. If this comes in and the head has to come off, if that's something you're not comfortable doing, you could spend probably $1,000 on that job. And it cost me, I guess, $18 for the tools. A little bit of time, a little bit of effort, no big deal. Alright guys, hopefully you can fix your bike next time yourself. See you on the next one.